What's up everyone, welcome to Next Stop News. I'm coming here with an emergency fleet update. On March 29th, images were released of 4 LFSs sitting in a factory, 2 of them being 9624 and 9637. This followed an image release of 9623 and 9624 at Ronkonkoma. On March 30th, the depot procurements have been drastically altered and were announced by the LIRR on the forums. Instead of Michael J. Quill getting 74 LFS hybrids, they will receive 76 XDE40s instead. Instead of Manhattanville getting 152 LFS hybrids, they will now receive 226. Tuskegee Airmen will still be receiving 20 units. No changes have been made for Kingsbridge and Gun Hill. Gun Hill will still receive LFS hybrids from the option. Mother Clara Hale will be getting 68 XDE40s to make sure that the fleet doesn't experience shrinkage. East New York will not be getting 69 LFSs, but they will instead be receiving 25 XDE40s as planned, and 40 XD40s, as the 139 XD40 option order has been funded. Fresh Pond will receive 39 XD40s also, while Flatbush receives 40. Grand Avenue will be inheriting the Allison XDE40s instead of Casey Stengel, and 9500 to 9509 therefore don't have to go anywhere. Jamaica will get 60 LFS diesels, not 20. Casey Stengel will get 79 LFS diesels, not 50. Queens Village will still get 50 LFSs, and Castleton will still get 20. No changes for the Prevost order, except that it will end with 1628, not 1629. Also, 1382 to 1384 hit service out of Eastchester on March 31st, which put an end to the 2002 MCI 2826, which hadn't ran since March 5th. And leaving 2926 as the only D4500 on the road. 2021 Prevost 1557 was first shown on March 30th and is currently at Meredith Depot as of April 5th. College Point only has 7 active units left, as up to 1326 are in service, which helped retire 2204, 2843, 2852, 2861, 2895, and 2905. The end of the D4500s and mini CLs is here. So, let's unpack all of this. The reason this change is so drastic was because the XD40 and XDE40 option orders were approved, which means 9400 series XDE40s, and the fact that Volvo is hyper-accelerating the construction and delivery of the order. They are not messing around. We know that the major LFS hybrid spec changes are the horizontal pole in the doorway area and the sliding doors, and maybe under the hood mechanical adjustments. But other than that, everything is the same as a prototype, just a lot newer. When special access was administered to 9625, it was noted that the COVID seat is gone, but the extra seat on the right makes up for that. The Omni bases weren't even installed and the depot stickers weren't even placed when we were allowed to see the hybrid, but I'm sure that the bases have been installed and I know for a fact that the depot stickers are there. The door design is now similar to that of the XDE40, so it now features a little strip on top of the door, and the exit door sticker was not installed. The major development is the depot assignments. It was first thought that Kingsbridge would get the hybrids first due to 9622 having a Kingsbridge sticker, then Manhattanville as it was announced as such on March 29th, then Tuskegee on March 30th. However, 9624 and 9625 were surprisingly revealed to be at Manhattanville on March 31st, meaning the LFS hybrids did arrive on time. Just barely though. However, these units might just be there for 2 or 3 weeks of training and maybe service, while the rest of the hybrids go to Tuskegee. It is unlikely that Manhattanville will get all 200 units in the beginning, but once they do, the depot will be completely reimagined in one fell swoop. We just know that the LFS hybrids will be numbered from 9620 to 9910. Manhattanville was one of the last depots to receive blue buses, being narrowly succeeded by College Point and Eastchester. It was also the depot with the oldest equipment, old gens from 2006, and the oldest new equipment, the newest buses being 4600 series next gens built in 2010, a decade ago. The hybrids will go to Manhattanville to put an end to the 6690s and 6700 series old gens first, more than likely retire the 2008 next gens, then expel all 144 smooth top next gens there to MTA bus. The Ville will get 120 buses in the base order. Once the option order arrives, Manhattanville will receive 106 additional units, resulting in a grand total of 226. This option will absolutely kill the presence of any Orions at the depot, promoting fleet uniformity. As Manhattanville was once all Orion, so shall be all Nova HEV, replacing the entire fleet in a single fell swoop and wielding the majority of this fleet. Tuskegee will get 20 to fully remove its 3900s on the M31, probably sending them to Quill to retire most old gens or sending the 3900s directly to scrap. Kingsbridge will get them to probably send their next gens to MTA Bus to retire old gens there. Gun Hill will get them and most likely clear out next gens to MTA Bus as well. The XDE-40s will go to Mother Claire Hill first to retire or transfer all the old gens and 3800s, then 9400s will go to Quill to fully retire their old gens and rough top next gens, and all but 6 smooth top next gens will be removed. Grand will get them, thank you, to fully remove their next gens instead of Stingle, and East New York will get them to begin their removal process. The entirety of the XDE-40s will be numbered from 9416 to 9619. Brooklyn will get XD-40s as they have in the past, numbered 7851 to 7989, to leave small next-gen remnants in the depots. Flatbush will have 25 next-gens until Ulmer's XD-40s come and replace them. Fresh Pond will have 38 next-gens, Grand Avenue will have 2 next-gens, and East New York will have around 5 next-gens. Between now and 2022, LFS's 8755 to 8963 will arrive. Queens Village will receive 50 LFSs to fully retire the old gens. Then Jamaica will get 60, most likely to shift all 2011 units to Queens Village, or to send 40 XD-40s to Fresh Pond to remove next gens at one of 2 depots. Stingle will get 79 to move most of the next gens to MTA Bus or retirement. Castleton and Jamaica will use 40 units for cleanup, sending LFS units to Kingsbridge, Gun Hill, Stingle, and possibly XD-40s to Quill, East New York, Flatbush, and Grand to clear out any small next-gen remnants, and perhaps, not confirmed at all, but perhaps, be fleet boosters when the XE-40 and BE-40 licenses expire. So, XDE-40s are going to Mother Claire Hill, Quill, East New York, and Grand. XD-40s are going to Fresh Pond, East New York, Flatbush, and Ulmer Park. LFS hybrids are going to Tuskegee, Kingsbridge, Manhattanville, and Gun Hill. LFS diesels are going to Jamaica, Casey Stingle, Queens Village, and Castleton. These buses will be delivered in the aforementioned order. At the end of this, when all is said and done, there will be no more next gens in Manhattan and the Bronx. Only Brooklyn or New York City Transit Queens and MTA Bus Queens will have next gens, with many MTA bus depots actually using mostly next gens as a standard fleet, so get ready. As mentioned before, I'm pretty sure most of the 38 and 3900 series units will just retire, without getting the chance to start a second life at MTA Bus, since the MTA will have more than enough smooth top next gens to retire all old gens at MTA Bus, and expand their fleet by a significant margin. They'll probably even be able to replace the Hawker XTs at JFK. They might even retire 200 to 300 smooth top next gens from New York City Transit Queens and Brooklyn, since whatever can't go to MTA Bus will likely be retired. 400 smooth top next gens in total will be left at MTA Bus and 1 New York City Transit depot, either Queens Village or Fresh Pond. The conclusion, however, is fan the old gens and rough top next gens tomorrow, right now. Those will be the first buses to perish. So with that said, 9560 has to eventually transfer to Mother Claire Hill, and 9510 could either stay at East New York or transfer to Grand. I'm just so glad that Grand is getting them, as they have years of experience with them and are therefore qualified to host XDE-40s. Quill has experience with XE-40s, so their receiving of XDE-40s pleases me as well. Now, 8755 is already built as of March 25th, and I wonder if it has the Gemini seats, sliding doors, and illuminator signs like the LFS hybrids. At least we know what depot is headed to, Jamaica. I'm very excited to see a 2021 LFS there. It'll be a little like the hype for 7484, but not quite, because it's still an LFS. It will be the first blue and gold LFS, however, at the depot. Also, it is unknown if 22 is at Kingsbridge or if it went back to Nova. 9622 is still out of service, and 9624 to 25 are in training. More LFS hybrids are to be delivered soon, through the second quarter and third quarter of 2021. So the hype is just beginning. The name Orion will be purged from most of New York City Transit, as 833 new buses flood the city between now and next year. In other news, the R211 has been delayed yet again, this time until June. And at least $6.5 billion in federal funding will help the MTA fund Phase 2 of 2nd Avenue, 96 to 125th Streets. Looking forward to seeing R68As going up there, if they're still around by the time this phase is finished. Speed limits have been raised all throughout the city, from 35 to 50 miles per hour on Queens Boulevard, because of CBTC of course, 15 to 35 on Flatbush Avenue bound for 2 and 5 trains, 25 to 40 on the D line in the Bronx, as well as 30 to 45 miles per hour between High and Fulton Streets. which would have been fire to fan with an R32. 20 to 32 between 7th Avenue and 59th Street on the B&D, 15 to 23 from Church to Ditmas Avenue, and 6 to 15 at City Hall for the R&W, which in my opinion seems dangerous but okay. Long Island Railroad restored normal service on March 29th, thus putting their days of electric trains in Long Island City to an end. Also, an M8 was witnessed on the Yankee Shuttle on April 1st, and an R32 movie train got to see a few more runs last month. The AVL made a comeback on April 5th to Penn Station. I guess the AVL apocalypse is still going down. On March 23rd, the MTA joked that they would start calling XC60s and other Arctics Bendy Boys due to a Twitter poll. And the CTA put Proterras in service on April 2nd. 17, our Proterra, which got into a crash, was hastily restored to the road. 3955 got into an accident on April 2nd on the M4 at 137th Street. I hope everyone was okay in both incidents. Also, the NextGen's barrier protection is beginning to fade, because just like 4560, there's little to no hope for 3955. 1980 got into a minor accident where it had to brake intensively due to a passing car at New High Park. Actually, making mention of 1980 brings us to our next topic, more major NICE updates. On April 4th, it was revealed that NICE will be receiving 20 more new Flyer XN40s, numbered from 1981 to 1999, bringing the grand total of XN40s to 115, while simultaneously retiring some 1700 series NextGens. Then, we will receive 80 brand new Gilligs in the summer of 2021, numbered from 2000 to 2079. This will kill off the rest of the 1700s. Then, 2080 to 2164 will finish the job by eliminating the rest of the 1800s and 3rd gens, sometime in late 2021 to 2022. Looking forward to seeing the first Gilligs interacting with the borders of New York City that are not part of NYU. Also looking forward to seeing another golden age at NICE, where the retirer, the retiree, and the median fleet run together in temporary harmony. The conclusion to this, however, is that all Orion 7s at NICE will be retired by Gilligs, making NICE Gillig and New Flyer only. So get your shots of everything from 1700 to 1884 ASAP. Some more NextGens have been retired already, as seen here. Credit to the owners of some photos used in this portion. Speaking of fleet replacement, Suburban XDE40s were confirmed for Beeline on March 20th to retire the aging 800 series Orion 5 Suburbans on the BXM4C, the unofficial stepchild of express routes. Since these are the last official Orion 5s in the city, I highly recommend fanning them ASAP. But Xcelsiors are not just striving to co-own New York City. In addition to the Xcelsior AV, which was formerly mentioned, the Xcelsior Equess and the Xcelsior Charged NextGen were also introduced. As one kind of NextGen prepares to become obsolete, another shall take its title abroad. These buses promote energy density, weight reduction, and longer range. They can fit 88 passengers, promote plug-in charging, and include the Siemens Alpha 3 traction system, which weighs 69% less than the Alpha 2 system, nice, and allows for greater energy recovery. And credit to Transportation Hub about this information about the Xcelsior Equess and NextGen. So, with that said, hope you enjoyed this longer than usual video, but definitely more content filled than other videos. Please subscribe, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay hype, and thank you for riding with Next Stop News.